During one of my live streams, one of my regular viewers did something I've never seen a tournament organizer do for their event. This practice blew my mind, and it sparked a discussion that you're about to see right now. Enjoy. All right, let me have a look at this registration real quick. Okay, Kree, I'm gonna say one thing real quick. This doesn't affect whether or not I'm gonna be able to participate or not, but is there going to be a prize pool? I'm just curious. I do gain money every month via Patreon. Wait, do you have a Patreon? Link your Patreon. I don't think I've seen anyone else at the FGC do that. I mean, yeah, we've used like Matcherino, which is like a really like prominent crowdfunding platform for events. I don't think I've ever seen anyone fund a tournament through Patreon before. All right, so let's have a look at ye old Patreon. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I get it. You haven't literally changed it, but yeah, you changed its purpose recently. I get you. Okay, so I think it's interesting that you're using a Patreon to like help consistently fund a tournament, which I think is like a pretty cool idea. For those of you who aren't familiar, there's a platform that's called Matcherino, and they are like the crowdfunding platform for most like gaming events. Like you can run entire brackets, manage prize pools, sell merch and stuff entirely through this platform. But one thing that Matcherino doesn't have that Patreon does is a subscription service. I don't think that Matcherino has a thing where you can like regularly invest money into a particular event if it's going to be happening on a regular basis, because Matcherino handles things on like an event to event basis. So I think Patreon actually is like a really good way to like consistently crowdfund a weekly or a monthly. Yeah, I think Patreon's a really good way to like consistently fund a monthly. If you're running tournaments like every single month and you're getting consistent payouts from your patrons every single month, you can take the proceeds and then reinvest them back into your community, which oddly enough are probably going to be the people that are donating to this in general. I think that's actually it's a pretty unique approach to this. It's not often that you see changes in how people run their events. I think this is something that more people in the FGC should try to consider. If you have a consistent community that's coming in and attending your events on like a monthly, weekly basis, if you start up a Patreon, especially if you like not only just have like monetary donation tiers, if you have like certain, I don't really know what you could say, like maybe perks for each of the tiers. Like say, if you have anyone who's like super like into numbers, you could have someone do something kind of like what the Game 2K does with his newsletter. What his newsletter is that it's a regular breakdown and report of stats and whatnot for the Street Fighter V community, primarily on a professional level. If you could have like someone do like dedicated stats like this for your regular attendees and players, and like you have like a tier that just gives them access to that newsletter as like a means of support, that could be a really useful resource in the long term for like any players that are thinking about taking their play like a lot more seriously. Like if they ever need to like go back and like have like documented records of their tournament results and highlights and how consistent their performance is that they may want to show to like brands and stuff. I think that could be a very valuable resource to them. And it also really is just like a nice thing for people who are like curious about like how their scene has progressed over time. There's a lot of potential using Patreon to run a tournament. I'm just scratching the surface here, but like there are so many different pathways you could possibly go for this. And obviously doing something like this is going to take time to try and like build up. Korea Gaming did a really good video about how tournaments get to like tens of thousands of viewers. With events like this, they start very small and they start very passion driven. If you maintain that passion and you keep bringing people in that just kind of like share that passion with you, then you can make something incredible. And then maybe one day it'll get to like bigger heights. You'll have bigger prize pools, bigger resources to do things for people in your community. And I think that's a very exciting thing to see be done for the fighting game community. I look forward to seeing what more people in the FGC do with Patreon, because I think it's we're only scratching the surface with that.